Good afternoon and welcome everyone. We're excited to be here and celebrate with our students as they complete this milestone. So at this time, I'd like to have you recognize our Spring 19 graduates from the Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering and also the Operations Research Program. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Yeah. We'll wait. Apparently we didn't optimize the line. Okay. I'm Dr. Canton Reynolds, and I am the Director of Undergraduate Programs here in the Edward P. Fitts Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering. I will be serving as Master of Ceremonies today for Commencement. I am honored to be part of such a special moment for all of these students. This is also a special day for me and the rest of the faculty as we watch our Spring 19 graduates cross the stage and begin the next phase of their lives. It is exciting and rewarding to see each of them fulfill their dreams. When we started out together this semester in the senior design project for the undergraduate students, I told them that if all we'd done at the end of the semester was help them synthesize everything they learned over the last few years, then we failed them. Hopefully we provided a learning environment where you have grown as students and scholars and now move on as graduates and professionals. We're live streaming today from the top of the balcony, and you'll be able to view it later via our department webpage. We're fortunate to be here at the Brooks Avenue Church of Christ, and we hope you will agree that this is a beautiful place that makes this day even more special. The department staff, faculty, ISE ambassadors, and volunteers hope that this ceremony is memorable, so please ensure that we give each graduate their time to be honored. Also, we'd like for you to consider the folks that will use the church after us, so please do your best to keep track of your belongings, and if you have any trash, deposit it in the waste cans. So, a little bit about how today will play out. Dr. Julie Swan, our department head, will have some opening remarks, introduce the faculty and staff of the department, and our guest speaker, who will be one of our distinguished graduates and Industry Advisory Board member, Ms. Rashida Hodge, who's Vice President of IBM Insurance Industry. Then it will be on to the recognition of our newest graduates at both the graduate and undergraduate levels. Our students have asked that we keep it brief so that they may spend more time with their families. So with that in mind, we will limit our recognition to students that have not otherwise been saluted for their achievements at some point during the year. Some of their more notable endeavors will be visible on the projection system. You're welcome to come down the aisle and take as many pictures as you'd like. There'll also be opportunities for pictures after the ceremony. We will pace it for you and your family, so please take your time. Just make sure that our department photographer, Mr. Lassen up front, has the space to operate. At the conclusion of the ceremony, we will adjourn to the fellowship hall, which you can find by taking 2 left turns outside of the sanctuary, where we will have cake and refreshments for everyone. We'll also have space for you to take pictures in front of the department banner or with faculty members. We'll conclude the reception promptly at 4:30. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome the A. Doug Allison Distinguished Professor and Department Head, Dr. Julie Swan.
Thank you, Dr. Reynolds. On behalf of the Edward P. Fitts Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering at North Carolina State University, I welcome each of you to our Spring 2019 department graduation. This is a wonderful day where all of our graduates and their families are justifiably proud. The faculty and staff of ISE share in your pride. Now, how many of you know what industrial and systems engineering is? I would have expected a few more hands over here on the left. Perhaps I can give them one more chance to learn before we let them get out of here. Otherwise, we have some reverse engineering, reverse logistics to do on some things over on this side. Industrial and systems engineering is to develop or apply science, mathematics, and engineering methods to complex systems, integration, and operations. What kinds of systems? Systems of people, money, knowledge, information, equipment, energy, materials, and products. And because that is such a wide set of disciplines, that makes it hard for us to describe when someone asks us at a cocktail party, what is industrial and systems engineering? You'll find some graduates going into manufacturing, some graduates going into healthcare, some revolutionizing finance or energy, or working in consulting fields and maybe touching many different domains. Some work at the intersection of human and technology in the ergonomics or human systems field. They are touching many different domains using a variety of different disciplines. We here in ISE are one of the oldest and largest academic departments of industrial and systems engineering in the United States, celebrating over 80 years of excellence with the first 2 bachelor's degrees in IE awarded in 1933. The program has been continuously accredited since the beginning of such certification in 1948, and contrary to the students' beliefs, these faculty were not there then. Our graduate program was also established in 1948, and the first master's degree was awarded in 1950. Our doctoral program was established in 1967, and the first doctoral degree was awarded in 1969 under the supervision of Professor Salah El-Maghrabi, who is still quite well known in the field. This brings me to the introduction of the faculty and staff, and only some could be with us here today. So I will name those, and some are sitting with me on stage and others are in the audience. I ask you to hold your applause until all the faculty and staff have been introduced. So the ones who are with us today, we have Dick Bernhard, Karen Chen. Oh, I know, and so many of you know him, I know. Karen Chen, Yaya Fatih, Julie Ivy, Dave Kaber, Mike Kay, Yanshin Lee, Yunan Liu, Maria Mayorga, Osman Ozultin. You've met Canton Reynolds. Are there any faculty that I might have missed on my way in? Standing behind me. Thank you. And then we also have a faculty joining us today, not from ISE, but we're delighted to have Provost Warwick Arden with us today as well, celebrating with members of his broader family. So please join me in thanking the faculty. Now I'd like to introduce to you ISE staff, and let me emphasize that none of this could happen without our wonderful staff. And not just this, but the entire educational process is supported by the staff, and the entire research enterprise is supported by our staff. Today and forever, we have Debbie Allgood-Staton, and the staff are often around the periphery, so you'll have to look real carefully to find them, but they're here. Wendy Coleman Blue, Fabiola Toisson, Justin Lancaster, Rob Lassen, Dan Leonard, Jasmine Petway, Christina Pucci, Amy Rusha, Danita Taylor, Natalia Venchosevich, Mike Walsh, Karen Welton, Chet Wyrick, and from the Operations Research Program, Linda Smith. Staff, did I miss anyone? Please join with me in acknowledging and thanking the staff. I don't know if they're here today, but I'd like to also point out that ISE includes the Ergonomics Center of NC State, that is led by Tim McLaughlin, and there is also CAMEL, the Center for Additive Manufacturing and Logistics. Is there anyone here from those entities that might have been missed in the earlier introductions? So many of them are also affiliated with ISE in other ways. Thank you very much, all. Next, I would like to mention some noteworthy events of the past year, as well as some of the major professional achievements of our faculty and students. And let me tell you a little bit about some of the recent facts about industrial and systems engineering. Undergraduate enrollment has more than doubled in the last 10 years. We now have more than 300 undergraduate students. You can see, certainly, that we're growing. If we grow at the rate of 25%, which would be according to the university's strategic plan and incorporating the numbers for engineering over the next 5 to 7 years, I think we'll need to find a new place for commencement. Likewise, the graduate program has grown at almost 4 times the national average in industrial and systems engineering. We now have more than 200 graduate students, including those we supervise that are in the Operations Research Program and the Integrated Manufacturing Systems programs. Our research expenditures have also grown over 70% during this time. Our faculty and students are on the cutting edge of their research areas. One's traditional to IE, like production and logistics, but we are also leading IE programs into many areas, including healthcare, 3D printing, nanotechnology, virtual reality environments, among others. This fall, we were also joined by faculty working in data science, an increasingly important area for all industries. Our faculty are national and international leaders in many exciting areas, the thought leaders that will help create economic development in the city, the state, and beyond. Our laboratories are among the finest in the nation and have been continually enhanced, which are important for the education of the students and the research of the faculty. Due to the passages of the state of North Carolina's bond referendum and assistance from alumni, ISE will move into a new building on Centennial Campus to join the rest of engineering in the summer of 2020, so that's just over 1 year from now. That is the first building built as a public-private partnership. We are extremely excited about the building that is now proudly known as the Fitz-Woolard Hall in honor of ISE alumni Ed Fitz and alumni Ed Woolard and their extraordinary contributions. The construction of Fitz-Woolard Hall is well underway. We celebrated the topping out ceremony in December and look forward to moving in. Check out our webpage for the live webcams that are always on there. When I was in school, I thought it was hard enough balancing the demands for different classes and professors. It is even more difficult for our athletes, and ISE is proud to have a great group of them making contributions in the class and on the field. This year, sophomore Maddie Morello won the Caterpillar Scholar Athlete of the Day in January. Senior Anton Epson qualified for the Swimming World Championships, where he will compete for his home country Denmark this summer and then continue to train for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Former ISE graduates AJ Cole and Andrew Nisner are now playing professional football and baseball, respectively. ISE seniors Bailey Butler, Claire Mellett, Chelsea Nagy, and Ellen Wilson, aka the Simuladies, placed third at Simio's International Simulation Competition this year. Matthew Parker and John Corley placed third in the Deloitte Case Competition at the IISE Mid-Atlantic Regional Conference. Their two-man team placed against team with 4 members. On Engineering Design Day, Team CVG Kings Mountain placed first in the competition thanks to the work of students Trey Johnson, Wesley Jones, and Cyril Troxel, along with UNC Rex Healthcare, students Sherry Eberhard, Caitlin Rogers, and Blake Tilgen. CVG will be representing NC State in the national competition at the IISE conference next week. Go Wolfpack, we hope that you win. Graduate students Parth Chansoria won the Gilbreth Scholarship from IISE this year, and Carl Schuchart won Best Paper Award from the Manufacturing and Design Division of IISE. You've already heard that our staff is second to none on campus. This week, Harvey West of the Camel Center received the College of Engineering Award for Excellence, and we're very proud about that. Our ISE faculty are also quite well awarded. This year, 2 ISE faculty received National Science Foundation planning grants for engineering research centers, led by Benil Starley and Julie Ivey. ISE faculty Ola Harrison was selected as a fellow of the Institute for Industrial and Systems Engineers. And next week, we have more awards coming at that conference, but I can't tell you the details yet, so stay tuned. One of our new assistant professors, Xiaolei Feng, received the 2019 Best PhD Thesis Award from the Georgia Tech chapter of Sigma Chi Society. Professor Maria Mayorga was named to NC State's 2018-19 class of University Faculty Scholars. She received this award due to her significant academic achievements and contributions to NC State through her teaching, research, and community engagement. And Tobacco Distinguished Professor Richard Wisk plans to retire at the end of this semester, if you'd like to try to say hello to him in the next couple of months. Alumni engagement has been very important, and one of the things we've been working on is participation of all kinds. In the first annual Day of Giving, the department finished second in 4 different categories, including the most department gifts behind the mechanical and aerospace departments, the highest percentage of alumni who donated, that was behind nuclear engineering, and I like to think that they had about 10 graduates, so it was hard to beat them on percentages. The highest dollar amount of donations behind civil, and the highest number of new donors behind mechanical. Also, senior Rebecca Griffin was the very first person to make a donation to the entire university and also earned Industrial and Systems Engineering an additional prize for her efforts. As you can see, we have an outstanding group of students, faculty, and staff, and we are very proud of all their achievements. I want to tell you that this would not be possible without your support. You, the students, have contributed across the board in these initiatives. You, the parents and family, have supported your loved ones. You might have done their laundry or given them dinner. You likely also paid their tuition and fees, and that's helped enable computers, materials, graduate students, and study abroad experiences. You, our donors and alumni, have helped lay the foundation for the engineering leaders of tomorrow through senior design partnerships, contributions to the Enhancement Fund, or donations for the new building. You, the faculty and staff, also provide the foundation for the educational advances. In truth, we cannot do it without any of you. I have told you a little bit about the past and the status quo of ISE at NC State, but let me also remark on the future. The department is developing initiatives in data science to meet the growing demand from industry. Students and soon-to-be graduates, you won't be left out, as there will be professional education opportunities available to you, so come back to us soon. We are also increasing student participation in study abroad, which can open up new horizons in participants' life. And we are engaging with alumni, including a new mentoring program that was initiated. So students, and you can, while you may want to forget about us for a little while, don't let it be long, as we want you to continue to be involved as an alumnus, where you will interact with other alumni and provide a lifting hand to the students behind you. Ultimately, you can help raise our reputation and in turn the value of your degree, and you can provide valuable experience and advice for other students. In time, you will see that we are not just an institution or a department, but we truly are a pack, greater than we would be on our own, greater for your involvement and engagement with us. Finally, it is my great pleasure to introduce to you our graduation speaker. This year's speaker is an alumnus of the department, a tradition we started recently for spring graduations. Ms. Rashida Hodge is traditionally from St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. She has a lovely story of how she came to NC State that involves calling up the then director of undergraduate programs in ISE, Clarence Smith, and how welcome she felt by him as compared to several other large state engineering schools. It's a powerful story of how an individual can make a huge difference in lives. She has a Bachelor of Science and Master of Engineering in Industrial Engineering from NC State and holds an MBA from Duke University. I know many of her professors here in ISE remember her well, and I wouldn't be surprised if that were true at Duke also. Rashida has risen through the ranks at IBM. One of her recent roles was as the Vice President of IBM Watson Embed and Strategic Partnerships. The IBM Watson Group is charged with accelerating a new class of cognitive software, services, and apps that fuel a diverse cloud-based ecosystem of enterprises. Prior to that role, Rashida held numerous leadership roles across IBM where she was core to establishing sustainable business operations and end-to-end client and partner success. She was recently promoted to be Vice President of IBM's insurance industry. Rashida has a passion for mentoring and giving back to her community. She has served NC State's institution in numerous ways, including on the College of Foundations Advisory Board and recently as a member of the Advisory Board of ISE. She is the founder of the NC State College of Engineering Foundation's Real Hope for Next Gen Engineers Endowed Scholarships. She was recently selected by ISE to receive an Outstanding Young Alumni Award in the first ever inaugural class. It is truly my pleasure to introduce to you Ms. Rashida Hodge.
Wow, Dr. Swan, thank you very much for that very warm welcome. It is beyond a pleasure to be here with you today. Special thanks to the professors, the faculty, the staff, any members of our Board of Advisors that are here today, but most importantly to the parents, to the aunts, to the uncles, to the neighbors, to the friends. This is your day too, so congratulations. Give yourselves a hand, it's okay. But most of all, I want to acknowledge you, our graduates, our amazing, our brilliant, our talented graduates of the class of 2019. Congratulations. So if you didn't know by that illustrious introduction from Dr. Swan, NC State certainly holds a special place in my heart, and I feel truly honored that I was asked to speak with you here today. Although I have to say, when I was asked and I looked at the calendar, I realized it was a week after I got back from my annual vacation in St. Thomas, where I celebrate Carnival with my family. So honestly, I'm not sure Dr. Swan knew the risk of the timing, when a carnival, soca animal, is, the timing is so close. But I'm delighted to be here with you today, and I have a few words that I would like to share that I hope inspires each and every one of you. And my thoughts begin and end with the theme of boldness. Moments like these, they really usher in a proud sense of joy and excitement for me. But really today, it's about you. It's about you getting to this point. It's about overcoming obstacles, submitting assignments, maybe at the very last minute, but submitting them nonetheless, missing some sleep, and in a few moments, getting your degree. So everyone is so proud of you, but I hope you are so very proud of yourself. These spaces that we're in, graduation period, it's fulfilling. There's a sense of purpose and excitement about commencement ceremonies. All that pressure and confined energy It always is just ready to help you explode into what the crazy, amazing possibilities really are. As a fellow industrial engineer alum who was in your very same position many, many years ago, yes, I know I look a little bit young, it's that Caribbean flavor. The discipline of engineering that you have chosen in many ways grants you special access. Industrial engineers are a very unique group. We are expected to solve problems not wearing just a technical hat, but we are given the freedom to throw interdisciplinary solutions, human factors, emotional intelligence in the mix. And this comes with great responsibility. I entered into the workplace at IBM as a naive, bright-eyed girl. I was so eager to learn and make my mark. Whatever mark someone told me I should or could make, I was gonna make it. And in those early years, I did make a mark. I worked extremely hard. I was often in the office until 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning. I learned the ropes of the company. I did what I was told. Whenever opportunities arose, I was the first to say yes. Who wants to go to China? I'll go. Who's willing to spend a couple of years in Slovakia? I'll do it. I worked hard and I said yes, over and over again. I made a mark. But the mark I made was not my mark. It was a mark that bore my face, but did not bear my boldness. I can continue my speech with telling you that hard work and dedication will help you gain professional success. And although that is very true, I would not be a friend or a fellow alum if I didn't tell you that achieving professional success as some off-brand version of who you are is not sustainable. Creating a life that's not just professional success, but significance will require you to bear your boldness. And I hope I relieve you of some pressure when I say this. Boldness does not mean being the loudest person in the room or the most consistently confident. I'm going to encourage you to consider that boldness is about your voice, your vulnerability, and your vibe. So let's start with voice. Cultivating your voice is one of the most important things you can do to bear your boldness. Oftentimes, the people we consider bold are simply loud, stating what someone else actually said. But cultivating your unique voice is about taking information and adding nuance, insight, and perspective that only you can bring. I cannot tell you how many times I sit in meetings that are just echo chambers, a room of people just agreeing and repeating what everyone else is saying. In conversation and in life, you should have the boldness to add your unique voice to discourse. Carefully consider what unique voice you could add to the conversation and then say it. As an executive within IBM, I'm one of the very few Black executives in the room, and I feel pressured to not share my true voice, especially when it comes to topics of diversity and inclusion. Many may say, being the only Black person in the room, hey, that's good enough. But being in the room and not sharing your true voice and perspective serves no one. I have learned to solidly stand in the awareness that my presence is power. Your presence is power. The reality is, my presence is even more strongly felt when I share my voice. So I encourage you to take the bold step of sharing your true voice, and don't wait 10 years or 15 years or 20 years like me. Do it early and do it often. Vulnerability. Back in January of this year, I was offered a new role in IBM. This role took me out of my techie, nerdy comfort zone and into the world of sales. In this role, I had to lean on the experience and knowledge of those who reported to me. I I could have pretended that I knew all there was to the sales role, but where would that actually get me? I chose to be vulnerable. Sometimes true boldness is having the humility to say and to show that you don't and won't always know the answer. I hope that when you get into tough situations, take on new roles, or face with those insurmountable challenges, you will have the boldness to be vulnerable, to say, I don't know, to ask for help, to seek how you can learn from those that are around you. As wolf packs, I think we get this. We are a pack. So lean into vulnerability and have the boldness to rely on your pack. And then there's vibe. This is one of my favorite components of boldness because it's basically the brand you carry with you. As you heard already, I'm a Caribbean woman from St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, to be exact. And for many years, I did a really good job of tucking away my Caribbean identity from my work identity. I wouldn't talk about Carnival or my rambunctious family or all the delicious cultural foods we would eat. I even hid my accent. But I am bringing that boldness back. I openly talk about my visits home for Carnival. I let my accent slip in and out as I please. And most importantly, I share how significant my family and culture is to me. Like when my grandmother passed away in March, before, I would have quietly taken time away from work, come back to work like nothing happened. But not anymore. In this case, I openly shared how much meaning my 96-year-old grandmother brought to my life, how Virgin Islanders deeply respect and revere their elders. And I hope it doesn't take you as long to share your vibe, because the world needs it. We need you to have the boldness to share your quirks, your family history, and your essence, your vibe. So bear your boldness through your voice, your vulnerability, and your vibe. But as one wolf pack to another, I would like to challenge you to do one more thing in your boldness. I want you to take action. Do not live small lives in which you shrink into the comfort of what is easy. I challenge you to live lives marked with generosity and charity. Find what you feel connected to and give generously towards that as soon as you can. For me, I was able to bear my boldness in a way that I actually didn't think was possible. As a child of teenage parents who totally relied on scholarships to afford college, I took the bold step of starting an endowment at the NC State College of Engineering, supporting women and people of color in industrial engineering. This was not financially easy, but I believe it was a necessary sacrifice. I wanted to offer to others what was offered to me, the opportunity of an education. It was also important to me to bear my boldness by radically shifting what an endowment donor looks like. Yes, an endowment donor can be young, can be Black, can be a woman. So identify what sacrifices you are willing to make. Certainly yours will be different than mine, but they're yours. And make giving part of who you are, and commit to it for the future of the university and for the future of the College of Engineering. So, what will it look like? What will your boldness look like? How will others be impacted by your bold voice, your vulnerability, and your vibe? The world is waiting to see. Your family is waiting to see. I'm waiting to read about it. So, best wishes on your road ahead. Congratulations, and show the world just how awesome we roll in the pack.
Okay, thank you again, Rashida. I think that was amazing. One more round of applause for her. Okay, I think we're at the part of the program everybody's expecting. All right, I'm ready for it. So that's gonna be done. Okay. All right. So we will now have the awarding of the degrees for the candidates of Doctor of Philosophy and Industrial Engineering by Dr. Yahya Fatih.
Thank you very much. I'd like to invite the graduates, starting with the PhD students, to please step forward and as I introduce you. Please step forward. Okay. Our first graduate is receiving his PhD degree in Industrial Engineering, Karthik Gopal Swami. Our next graduate also receives her PhD degree, Mei Ying Lau. Next, Catherine Nora Smith, receiving her PhD degree in Industrial Engineering. Our next recipient of doctoral degree in Industrial Engineering, Iman Vashaghani Farahani. You can come here. Next group of graduates receive their master's degree. We start with Elena Kostenko, who will be receiving her Master of Science in Industrial Engineering. Next group of graduates will receive their Master of Industrial Engineering. We start with Ashish Kumar Atri. Next, Mr. Yash Bajoria. Next degree recipient is Anirudh Rohit Chandrasekhar. Mr. Akshay Chadhari. Next, we have Mr. Bandeep Singh Dua. Next recipient of degree of Master of Industrial Engineering, James Durst. Next, Mr. Mahesh Ganesh receives his Master of Industrial Engineering. Next recipient of Master of Industrial Engineering, Kayleen Marie Hansen. Mr. Bhargav Bal Reddy Kalakada. Akshay Kalpana Narayanan. Mr. Trupal Kamdar. Next recipient of Master of Industrial Engineering, Abhit Khaira. Next recipient of Master of Industrial Engineering, Shwanak Kare. Next, we have Curtis Conrad. Next recipient of Master of Industrial Engineering, Neha Mahadas. Mr. Karthik Marneni. Next we have Harsh Maheta, or Mehta. Next recipient of Master of Industrial Engineering, Akshay Milwani. Next we have Akshay Shripal Narade. Next we have Mr. Stitha Prajana Panda. Congratulations. Next recipient of Industrial Engineering, Master of Industrial Engineering, Harsh Bhagwandas Patel. Next recipient of Master of Industrial Engineering, Tawfiq Ali Khan Pathan. Next we have Arvind Sriram Prabhakar. Next we have Mr. Varshazvi Raghavendra. Next we have Aditya Rai. Next recipient of Master of Industrial Engineering, Bharat Ramachandran. Next we have Priyanjali Selva Kumar Pandis Selvi.
Thank you.
Next recipient of Master of Industrial Engineering, Harsh Shah. Next, we have Mr. Shailene Shah. Mr. Deepanshu Sharma. Our next recipient of a degree of Master of Industrial Engineering is Chatra Shetty. Next, we have Mr. Anirudh Bharadwaj Sridhar. The next recipient of Master of Industrial Engineering, Vipin Surendran. Next, we have Mr. Alec Thomas receiving the same degree. I have to make a correction, but you will excuse me. This was Mr. Aaron Thomas, and now we have Mr. Alec Thomas. This is the trouble I have had for the past 2 years. Next, we have Mr. Ching Xiang Wang. Next recipient of degree of Master of Industrial Engineering, Casey Williams. Our last recipient of this degree, Mr. Ajinkya Yermalkar.
Next, Dr. Michael Kay will introduce the candidates for graduate degrees in operations research.
Our first degree will be the PhD degree in operations research, and our recipient is Joseph Agor. next group of candidates who will be receiving the Master of Operations Research. Our first recipient is Suraj Adagarla. Our next recipient, Pragun Gupta. Our next recipient, Soham Joshi. Our next recipient, Jonathan Lovin. The next recipient of the Master of Operations Research degree is Satyajit Narayanan. The next recipient, Sean Rajan. Namratha Prabhu. Our next recipient is Sean Rajan. Our next recipient of the Master of Operations Research degree is Sharanthan. Our next recipient is Jibin Thomas. And the last recipient of the Master of Operations degree is Yu Zhuang.
Okay. Now I will recognize the candidates for Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering. Hasham Abu Nameh. Juan Arias. Tori Atkins. Addie Ballard. Stephen Bryant. Yeah, that's out of order. No, come on. Yeah, that's how it's in the program. Bailey. Bailey Butler. Yeah, out of order. Hannah. It's out of order. Hannah Kaysen. There, wait. You're next. Okay. I skipped them. Yeah. I'll come back. Yeah. They're gonna move them to the left. Yeah. David Barnes. Jenny Breeze. There you go. Madeline Karingi. Gustavo Darquet. I will get it right. Caitlin Doherty. Joshua Manuel Espinosa Stacy. Joanna Fletcher. Lisa Grossman. Our next student is also honored as a university scholar, Matt Halstead. Sarah Hartzog. Rachel Hicks. Blake Hilgen. Madison Huckabee. Jackson Hudson. Anton Ibsen. Jumana Jamaran. Trey Johnson. Zach Johnson. Alexis Jones. Wesley Jones. Madeline Lammert. Troy Letty. Emily Murphy. Sean Murray. Chelsea Nagy. Jacob Nagy. Trey Poff. Alex Porter. Zoltan Pokanitz. Caitlin Rogers. Kyle Rogers. The only student that might have a nicer bow tie collection than me, Gibson Russell. Joseph Scott. Lori Beth Shapiro. Matt Simpson. Nishant Singh. Austin Soul. Stuart Spanbauer. Ben Talbert. Sarah Troxel. Elizabeth Underkoffler. Macy Ware. And last but certainly not least, Ellen Wilson. Okay, so before we have one last recognition of our graduates, I think the graduates would like to show their appreciation for their families, their friends, and other supporters who've helped them over these last few years. So if you're a family member or friend, please stand and be recognized. To the class of 2019, we hope you enjoy some time in the auditorium and in the fellowship hall, which is 2 doors. You make 2 lefts and you'll get there. We invite you to take pictures here or in the fellowship hall. We'd like for you to stick around and introduce us to your family and friends and thank them all for coming today. Safe travels to each of you as you return home. Finally, we wish our graduates the best as you move forward. Do not hesitate to reach out and keep in contact as your careers grow and you conquer new challenges. With that, we will commence out. So will the graduates please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, we are adjourned.